Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Anna from Astralladytarot. Today I'm very excited to be opening another edition of the Ritual Tarot by Tiara May. This was sent to me and I'm going to unbox it and give my opinion. So let's get into it because this is a deck I already love. Got some tea? Okay, first and foremost, the first deck, this is the first edition, came in this tuck box. And it's the one without any titles. Now I made this box collage style as well because this deck is analog collage. And I edged this one in this copper. So yeah, it's great. I absolutely love it. It's a very rock and roll, punk rock, magic with a K type tarot deck, which, according to me at least, takes influences from Rider-Waite-Smith's system, but also a bit of the Thoth system, and then maybe others as well that I'm maybe less familiar with. Some cards are more of a pip style, but they do all have a type of scene going on anyway, so that's why perhaps some of them are reminiscent of the Thoth. Let me show you an example. This is Seven of Spears, which would be Seven of Wands. I mean, I call it Spears because I have this connection to the deck already, but Seven of Wands looks very Rider-Waite-Smith, right? Love that. But then there are also a few cards like this. This is the Five of Swords, which I like to call Five of Daggers. And there's a mask, there's the sky behind it, and so these types of cards feel a little bit more pippish to me. Anyway, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. I adore it. I think it's in my top 5 already, probably. It's a staple in my collection, and I love to do readings with it for myself and for clients, so that works out well. The only thing I would say is a little bit of an issue is the cardstock, because it's actually good stock, except that there's no lamination, no finish whatsoever on the cards, or at least that's what it feels like. And so it does make it a little bit harder to shuffle, and it's not a good deck if you like to fan out your cards. That's the only slight issue I have with it. Ooh, so let's get into the new cards because this is another type box. This is a 2-piece hardcover box. And now we have a VV symbol on the back with a white dove. And yeah, let's unbox this together. So I believe Tiara went to another, oh, I don't need scissors. Went to another publishing house because here it says Haxon Press, printed in Italy by Ludo Cards. That's what we get on the box. Ooh, it's nice. It's almost a canvasy feel. The Ritual Tarot is a handmade 78-card tarot deck created by artist Tiara May. Each card was constructed exclusively using analog collage methods and took over 2 years to complete. The deck follows the structure and symbolism of the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot and the Thoth Tarot. Well, look at that! Here is some trivia about the deck, directly from the creator. Tiara May discovered the VV for Aizan in a book called Magic Symbols of the World several years ago. She cut it out and stored it away in her crazy scrap pile, as she said. She was looking for imagery that would act as a protective sigil for the card container, and while searching, that symbol fell out of the collage materials, similar to a tarot card jumping out when shuffling for a reading. Aizan is the goddess or high priestess of spirit protection. It was perfect. The card backs feature a wooden carving of Guan Yin, the bodhisattva of compassion. Guan Yin is short for Guan Shiyin, meaning the one who perceives the sounds of the world. The creator chose Guan Yin for the card backs because Guan Yin is believed to hear the cries and lamentations of the world's sentient beings and has a supernatural power to relieve suffering. Tiara shared with me that she likes to think of Guan Yin as the guardian of the ritual tarot. She listens to the seeker and delivers guidance with warmth and compassion. It is my belief that each card in the tarot possesses a distinct personality. As I dissected and reassembled the traditional archetypes of the tarot, these personalities emerged from a timeless place, one that speaks to the archaic but also holds space in the present. I hope the imagery speaks to you and the cards offer you deeper insight and direction in these strange times in which we are living. I strongly encourage you to tap into your psyche and use the cards intuitively. Develop your own meanings. Design your own approach. Create your own ritual. Oh, I certainly love that. God, this box is so good. It's much better than the one I've made. But, this will hold the first edition, and this will hold the edition with the titles, right? Got this little piece of paper. Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, I'm sorry. I love this. I love this. This is not the titled version. I'm sorry. Look, I was worried because I'm such a damn fool. Okay, title card, this is what we have. Look, this is just the second edition with better cardstock. I'm sorry if this was some type of clickbait or you had other expectations. I know I did. This was an honest mistake, but okay, this is beautiful. The cardstock is definitely much better. I know this will shuffle much better. Just the finish is a bit more smooth. So the cards are out of order. Let me shuffle them. This way, overhand shuffling. Oh, it's so much better, guys. I believe I'm saying this correctly. If you order now off our website, tiaramay.com, you will order this edition, which is just a better cardstock. Look, I thought I was receiving the one with the titles, and I realized that for some readers, having a deck with titles, this is the old version, having a deck with titles is better because you just might not recognize the card right away. But honestly, flipping through this deck just once or twice, you know the cards, you can see, and in case you're not sure, all you have to do is count the coins. This is the 10 of coins, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, it is. For me, it's definitely one of the charm of this deck that there are no titles whatsoever. It just makes it so very cool that as the reader, you recognize the cards with just one glance. And I don't know, just titleless decks without words. Even though an official tarot deck, right? Thinking like a Marseille style, there's a lot of esoteric, or should I say occult symbolism, meaning secret symbolism, hidden symbolism in the titles as well. But I just have a soft spot for decks that are titleless and wordless. First of all, it makes it universal because there's no language and the message really comes through just the artwork. Yeah, and second of all, it's just a preference, I guess, especially with this deck, because the artwork, the analog collage, just speaks so loudly, and everything is so beautiful, so aesthetically pleasing, that I think titles might, I don't know, could be helpful, but at the same time, they also take up a bit of that space on the card, you know? I do see a slight color change. I think the new deck on this side has a little bit deeper colors, a little bit more saturation, and a little bit darker blacks. Well, apart from that, there's really not much of a difference. So let's just look at the new deck. The quality is the same, meaning it's good, really gorgeous, sharp images. There's just one thing that's changed, which is smoother cardstock. And as you see, they slide better, which also does mean that they fan out better and overhand shuffle better. Also, they bend a little better. So I'd say definitely an improvement. I'm so lucky to have 2 copies of this now. So I already have some real emotional journeying that I did with this deck. I mean, I just showed you that that hard, I don't know, difficult 8 of daggers, didn't I? And this is so symbolic for difficult times that we sometimes experience, right? And I really do want to compare the cards that have a lot of black to the old cards, because I feel so far Death and 5 of Cups, and maybe even 4 of Cups, appears darker than the old cards. Okay, so let's compare some coloration. It's fair to say the new deck right here is slightly darker than the old version, but just a smidge. Yeah, in the old deck, on this side, we see here in this part of that veil, we see a little bit more detail in the fabric. And in the mountain, that large mountain in the back, you see? Plus the saturation is definitely higher on the new deck. Now let's compare that creepy death card, or the unnamed arcanum. Well, I guess they're all unnamed in this case. The black color is definitely darker. See how the old version is almost a bit brown? And here it's all really pitch black. But I like that too. This is amazing. And let me just shuffle the deck and do a reading with it. 1 card reading, maybe 2. Let's see what comes up. Because I have nothing else to add. It's beautiful. I'm just gonna say, what message do we need to hear today? Oh, well, I guess we get 2 cards. This is the one I picked. Oh, that is the Queen of Swords. Lovely. I thought of the Queen of Swords as I shuffled. And the one that came out is the 3 of Coins. Well, that's lovely. Okay, this is, I think, showing us the path towards building our own reality, building our own empire, building our own vision for, well, the present and the future. It's about a long-term commitment to yourself, I think. Queen of Swords is very stubborn, I'd say, but in that way that is very strong once you get to know it. Queen of Swords always, or Queen of Daggers, as I like to say, definitely reminds me of the energy of my great-grandmother, which I have known for many years. She died very old. So Queen of Swords is the one who doesn't give a damn about other people's opinions because it's not important in the grand scheme of things. Queen of Swords has her own vision and she's going to do it in her own way. And if there's any judgment from the outside world, that is not of her concern. That is not your concern, not mine. That is not our concern. This is a reading for us, right? And so combining that to the Three of Discs or Three of Coins, this is about building and maybe some teamwork here and there, but most of all, together, I'm reading this as growth. So, of course, following your heart, being the queen. Therefore, it's also very protective, which also ties into the coin suit, doesn't it? So I guess that's what we needed to hear today. Combining the Queen of Swords vision with the Three of Pentacles material growth. And this is really doing the work, guys. Starting the actual work. No more procrastination, I guess. That is a hard word to say. Look, guys, ask me questions in the comments about this deck because I don't know what else to say. This is the perfect version. It is. It just is. This deck has been featured on my channel, well, the old one, has been featured on my channel plenty of times now, and it's not going anywhere. It's a staple, as I said, an essential in my collection. Freaking love it. So this is it. Thank you so much, Jeremy, once more. This is absolutely amazing. And it's so much easier finding a card. Just thumbing through the deck. Okay, this was it for me this week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.